Hello and welcome to a new episode of Bravo Charlie's. Today I want to show you a quick little recipe for the perfect rice. Now there's tons of ways to make rice. Everybody has a different opinion, but I'm going to show you one that has worked for me for a long time, and I've never had someone try it that didn't like it. So stand by, this is just going to be a quick video on how to make the perfect rice. So to start with, 1 cup of rice, some kosher salt, fresh cracked pepper, and I like parsley in my rice. So I have about 2 or 3 tablespoons there of finely grated up or finely chopped up parsley. I use curly parsley, or you could use flat parsley, it really doesn't matter. Then we're going to go with 1 3/4 cup of water. You always use, most packages always say 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. You will end up with soggy rice. So it's 1 3/4 cup of water, bring it to a boil, and then add your rice. So I always also use a stainless steel pan. I've noticed that in the past, when I use a non-stick pot, the rice for some reason does not turn out as well. So I prefer using the stainless steel pot for cooking the rice. Make sure you have a lid handy because you are going to have to cover it once it comes to a boil and you pour in the jasmine rice. Don't buy Uncle Ben's, don't buy cheap store-bought or store brand rice. Go for jasmine rice. You can actually get it really cheap at Sam's Club. You can get it cheap in many different warehouse clubs or your local grocery store, but go with jasmine rice rather than regular Uncle Ben's. You will notice the difference immediately. Okay, so let's cut forward until the pot of water is boiling, and then I will show you the next steps. Okay, we are back, and you can see the water has come to a rolling boil, and now we are going to pour in our jasmine rice, 1 cup to 1 3/4 cup of water. Pour in the jasmine rice, give it a little stir. Make sure nothing sticks to the bottom. And now we're going to wait for this to return to a boil, which only takes about, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 seconds. Once this returns to a boil, we're going to put the lid on and turn the gas burner all the way down to low. One other thing I forgot to mention in the opening of the video, you will also need 3 pats of butter at the end. Or, I'm sorry, not pats, but 3 tablespoons. Salted or unsalted, up to you, just don't use margarine. So we have salt, pepper, chopped up parsley, and 3 tablespoons of butter. Okay, the rice is starting to return to a boil now. There we go. I give it 1 more stir to make sure everything stays moving in the water and doesn't settle at the bottom and get stuck real bad. Put on the lid and then turn it down to completely to its lowest flame setting, just to keep a little simmer underneath the pot. So we'll be right back in 5 or 10 minutes, but it'll be instant for you. And we are back. So you can see, I'm going to take the lid off. You can see a lot of the water has been absorbed. It's been about 6 or 7 minutes. Now I like to give this a quick stir again, just to make sure all the rice grains are cooked evenly. I know a lot of people disagree with this. They say put the lid on, don't touch it again for 20 minutes. All I could tell you is no one has ever tasted my rice that hasn't raved about it. So put the lid back on. We're going to let this go for another 5 or 10 minutes until all of the moisture is gone, and then we will start putting in our other ingredients to flavor and season the rice. Okay, and we're back, and you can see that all of the moisture is gone from the pot of rice, and it's very well done, or it's done perfectly and nice and fluffy. So at this point, we're going to turn off the heat, add the parsley, with my Dahlstrong knife. I think I have a couple video reviews of Dahlstrong blades. They're extremely good. I'll put a link up in the top right corner of this video so you could take a look at that video as well. Then we're going to add our 3 tablespoons of butter. about a teaspoon of salt and some fresh cracked pepper. Now I have to put the camera down for this because I need 2 hands. Stand by. And we're back, and you can see the fresh cracked pepper in there. I put about three or 4 rounds of the peppermill, put that in there. Now, I'm going to put the lid back on. The heat is off, but let the lid back on so the natural heat of the rice and the pot will melt the butter, and then we're gonna fold all of the ingredients together. And if you like this recipe, I'm going to come back with another video, so make sure you do subscribe to the channel because I'm going to come back with another video on adding roasted pine nuts, which is exceptionally good to this rice dish. But that'll be another video for a different rice recipe, including roasted pine nuts. Okay, we are back. The butter is melted, and we are just going to fold in the parsley, the salt, the pepper, the butter, until everything is evenly coated, and you have a perfect side dish of jasmine parsley rice. Perfectly fluffy, perfectly done, perfectly flavored. So thank you for joining me at Bravo Charlie's. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time for another great recipe.